Hi everyone, welcome to Inside and Out Yoga and Meditation, where every day we help you reach your highest potential inside and out. I'm Emily, I'll be your yoga instructor. For today's practice, we have a really nice but gentle kind of waking up practice. It'll be really good for the mornings or right after you do a really big workout for kind of a cool down. You might need a towel or a pillow or something to give your knees a little extra love because we will be on our knees a lot today. You can even just simply fold your mat over for a little extra padding. Once you've got that, you're good to go. I'll see you on the mat. Let's get started. All right, everyone, whenever you're ready, come join me in a comfortable seat. I'm going to be in a cross-legged position, but if that's not comfortable for you, you can sit on your shins, you can sit on a blanket, on a block, on a pillow, anything that's comfortable. It doesn't super matter for today. You can let the palms rest on your thighs, and if it's comfortable for you, bring your eyes to a close. If not, you can simply soften the gaze. We'll start to bring our awareness to the breath, to seeing maybe where it lies today, free of any kind of judgments or expectations, just a simple observation. Letting the breath bring us into this moment on our mats, forgetting what we need to do today or what we have done already. And I don't know about you, but oftentimes through my day, I feel disconnected from my body. You know, my mind is running in 1,000 different directions. And I lose that connection. I lose that mindfulness, right? So let's tap back into that today. Let's use these really simple but juicy poses to find that reconnection with the mind and the body. We'll use our breath to guide us. We'll start the practice with 3 cleansing breaths. You can inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Inhale deeply through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Maybe some sound comes out, letting some things go. And for your last inhale deeply through the nose, maybe you exhale through the nose. You can flutter the eyes open and bring your hands just cupped together for a little wrist warm up. Do some figure 8s with the wrists. We're going to be on our wrists for a bit today. So if you have wrist sensitivity, this will be really great. If at any point you need a rest, you can come into child's pose. We'll take the left arm out long, point the fingertips down, and use the right hand to pull the fingertips back for a stretch. And you can pull as much or as little. My wrists are pretty tight, so I don't really pull that hard. I don't need to. If your wrists start to get really sensitive, you can even come up into fists. And we'll just switch hands, right fingertips pointing down, pulling them back gently with the left hand. Breathing into any sensations. And you can let that go, maybe give a little last shake, and we'll meet in the tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tops of the feet really pressing into the earth, really using the spread of the fingertips. My hands kind of cupped like this to really press the earth away, activating the shoulders, activating the abs, and drawing your crown of the head away from your tail, creating a nice long spine. And on your next inhale, we'll drop the belly, lift the heart, moving through our cows and our cats. Exhaling, rounding the spine, maybe dropping the head. Maybe you shake it no. Always feels nice for me to get that little neck release. Inhaling, arching the spine, pushing the earth away. And exhaling, rounding through the spine. And you can find some freedom here. Maybe you rock the hips back and forth. Maybe you take some circles with the torso. Right? Every body is different. So we need to welcome ourselves back to it in different ways. We need to wake ourselves up in different ways. And whenever you're ready, you can find a stillness, coming back to that tabletop. On your next inhale, raise your right arm to the sky. Maybe you look up at it. And exhale, thread it underneath the left and bring your right ear to the earth. You can walk your left arm out long or maybe wrap it to meet your right hip, whatever feels good for you. This is a pretty nice shoulder opener, so early on in the practice. So if it's too intense, just leave that arm out nice and long. Bring the left palm right in front of your face, and on your next inhale, lift the right arm back up to the sky and gently place it back to the earth. And we'll do the same on the other side. Inhaling the left arm up and exhaling, threading it through underneath the right. And whatever you did on the other side with your arm, whether you extended it or wrapped it around, try it on this side. Maybe it looks different on this side. Maybe your shoulders a little more open on this side. And that's okay. Every side of our body is different. When you're ready, you can bring that right palm right in front of your face and inhale the left palm up to the sky, and we'll meet back in that tabletop position, finding our grounding, connecting to the earth. We'll extend that right leg out nice and long. Give a little calf stretch, maybe a little rock back and forth. Again, this always feels really nice for me, especially in the mornings. And we'll find some stillness once again. Reach the left arm nice and long, and then lift the right leg if you're able to. Breathe here. Kick your right butt with your right heel, and maybe wrap that left arm around and grab that right foot. And maybe you kick it a little higher for a deeper shoulder opener with a little stability thrown in there for a nice challenge. Remembering our breath and letting it go, bringing the arm and the leg back out long and back to the earth. Once again, same on the other side. We'll bring the left leg back, giving ourselves a little calf stretch. And then we'll inhale the right arm out long in front of us, keeping the shoulders away from the ears, lifting that left leg, firing up through the abs, kicking that left butt with your left heel, and reaching around to grab the right foot. I like to grab the big toe side, but if it's more comfortable for you, if you have the openness in your shoulder, you can grab the pinky toe side. That's a nice challenge. And make sure your knee is pointing to the earth and not like coming out like a dog on a fire hydrant. You can let both arm and leg come back out long, back to neutral, and coming back to tabletop position. We'll switch once again, bringing the right leg out long. Spin the heel down, and then bring your left leg behind you. So your left knee is in kind of an L shape, and then you'll inhale the right arm open and over the ear for a stargazer pose, really opening up that side body. Maybe you look under your right armpit, stretching long through the back edge of the right foot, stretching long through the crown of the head, breathing here. And we'll go back to finding some stability. So we'll lift the right palm to lift us higher, and you'll draw your right hip crease forward. That's probably nice for you to see from the back. You see my right hip crease dips for stargazer, and we're going to bring it to neutral for a supported side plank, lifting the right leg. Again, finding some stability, some confidence, breathing here. And if you'd like a challenge, you can bend your right knee into your stomach and step it forward, swinging your left foot back behind you. Bring that right arm down to frame your right foot, and inhale up to face the front of your mat for a crescent lunge. You can really lean into that left hip if you have the openness. Breathing here. Exhaling the hands down to frame the right foot, tucking the left toes, lifting the left leg for a low lunge. Maybe you look forward. And inhaling once again, that right arm up to the sky. We're doing a lot of twists today. It's really nice as a kind of wake up. You could bring the right arm back down, plant the palms, step the right foot back to meet the left. We're in a plank pose. Really finding strength here. And when you're ready, you can press the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Our first down dog together of the practice. You can bend one knee and the other, pedaling out through the feet, continuing to open up the backs of those legs. For me, they always need a little more love. Really press the earth away with the palms, drawing the shoulders down the back. And find a stillness with the legs. Maybe you even close the eyes here for a moment, just with yourself and your breath. When you're ready, inhale, roll forward back to that plank, and drop the knees, send the hips to meet the heels for a child's pose. Taking a well-deserved rest. Really opening up through the side body by reaching the fingertips forward. And inhale, come to our home base for today, our tabletop position. And we'll take that on the other side. We'll extend the left leg out nice and long. Swing the right foot behind you so you find that L shape. Spin the left toes down. So the whole foot's on the floor, toes facing the front of your mat. And inhale, sweep the left arm up and open. Arm comes over the ear. And maybe you look over under your left armpit. Coming back to your breath if you've lost it. Inhale the left palm up so your fingertips are facing the sky. And use that to help lift out of your right wrist. Left hip crease comes forward and we'll lift our left leg for a supported side plank. Breathing into the challenge, really feeling your right glute, your lower abs. And again, we're challenging ourselves here. Bring your left knee into your stomach and step it forward. Maybe it takes you a couple steps and that's okay. Top of the right foot is on the mat. We'll inhale up to a crescent lunge. Arms can frame the ears. If you have shoulder sensitivity, you can always have them on your hips. Whatever's comfortable for you. And exhale, bring the hands to frame the feet. Tuck the right toes. Bring the right knee up for your low lunge. And inhale that left palm up to sky for a nice twist. Really drawing that left hip crease to the back of the mat. On your next inhale, bring the right palm back down to the earth and plant both palms. Step the left foot to meet the right. We're in a plank pose. Finding strength as we wake ourselves up. We welcome ourselves back to this body that fuels us and supports us. And send the hips nice and high, downward facing dog. Roll forward, back to a plank. Drop the knees and send the hips to the heels, child's pose. Maybe you rock the head back and forth on the earth, massaging your forehead. And when you're ready, slowly roll up to sit onto your shins. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. And bring the feet to one side. And bring your butt to the floor. Your legs nice and long out in front of you. For staff pose. Hands on either side of your hips. Really finding a tall spine here. Legs out nice and long. You can feel your body working in this pose. It's such a simple pose, but you really feel like everything firing up. Your back's firing, your abs are firing, your quads are firing. It's just a nice way to get into the nitty-gritty of your body, right? And we'll inhale, bring the right knee in for a hug, cross the right foot over the left, and twist. You can hug your right knee with your left arm. You can bring your left elbow on the outside of your right knee if you have that space. And the right arm will be in the back of us, really opening up that right shoulder. Maybe you look over the right shoulder. Only twisting as deep as your body allows. There's no right or wrong. There's no too deep or not too deep. And we'll bring it back all the way around to the left for a counter twist. Bowing forward. And coming up and taking our right foot and plugging it in as high as it can go on the left thigh. And the left thigh will kind of come on a diagonal to be on the left upper corner of the mat. We'll reach our right arm over our ear as our left arm comes to the earth. You don't have to touch your toe. We're really going for the stretch of the right side body here. Right, so if that means that we're elevated a little bit above the leg, that's totally fine. We don't want to kind of crash into our left side, right? We want to find that mindfulness in our movements. Inhale, back up to a neutral seat. Bring the right knee in back for a hug and let it go out long. And as one of our themes for our practice, we'll do it again on the other side. Bringing the left knee in for a hug and crossing it over the right leg and coming in for a twist. Again, whatever variation you took on the other side, try it on this side, see how it feels. Bringing the crown of the head nice and tall, feeling yourself kind of grow out of the ground, coming out of your seat. And breathing here. And on an exhale, we'll take a counter twist to the right side, bowing forward. And take your left foot, and plug it into the upper right thigh. Right leg's on a nice diagonal. We find that length in the crown of the head before spilling over. Finding a twist as we bring the left arm over towards the right toes, even if they don't touch. My right foot is flexed, but if you like your toes pointed, that's a little more of a challenge, and that's okay. We've done a lot of twisting here, and even in this forward fold, there is a big twist. And we'll come back up, facing our legs, bringing them both out long in front of us. Knees in, and let them fall to the sides. Feet can come together. And you can choose here. You can bring the feet really close into you, or you can have them out so your feet, knees, and hips are in a diamond shape. That's really all depending on your knees and your hips. So yogi's choice. Once you've found your seat of choice, you'll gently fold towards your toes. You want to make sure your seat stays on the earth. Your knees will fall open, toes together. Only go as far as you can keep your seat on the earth. Bowing your head. If you lost your breath, which so often happens to us when we become consumed with movement, now's the time to come back. Gently roll up back to a seated position. Legs come out long once again, and we'll take a quick fold forward, a seated forward fold. Your hands can come to your shins, your toes, maybe they wrap around your feet. Whatever your hamstrings need today. Every day looks different. I know it does for me. And again, we're just going to give way to gravity and bow forward. Try not to force anything here. Maybe bring the eyes to a close. Can slowly roll back up and roll all the way down for our final pose, our final rest, Shavasana. You can let your legs just fall where they may. Arms nice and relaxed at your sides. Palms can face up. If you find comfort in the palms touching the earth, you can do that too. If your eyes aren't already closed, I invite you to do that now, or simply soften the gaze. I'm going to stop talking for just a moment to give you some time with yourself and your breath, but trust that I am still here with you, and I will bring us out of Shavasana together. And we'll have just a final moment for the end of class. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana longer, please do so. I won't be doing anything on the screen that you need to watch for. If you're ready to come out of it, you can bring your feet to the earth, bending your knees, and slowly roll over onto one side. And use the arms to push you up gently. And come back to that comfortable seat. Maybe your eyes stay closed, staying with yourself, simply using my voice as a guide. As you go about your day, as you go about your night, if you find yourself with a moment, use the breath to bring you back home, back to your body. Thank you so much for joining me today. We bring the hands together at our heart center. Namaste.